Hello everybody, Patrick Smith with the YouTube channel Cure for Ignorance and Gun Safe Academy in Omaha, Nebraska. Talking today about the number of rounds you should carry for your concealed carry weapon, and also talking about the type of rounds you should carry for your concealed carry weapon. For starters, I'm going to say that I recommend you carry hollow points in your concealed carry firearm. For the very simple reason that they don't inflict more damage, they don't kill people faster, they don't do any of that BS. What they do, the only tactical advantage of a hollow point over a full metal jacket is that it is less likely to over-penetrate the person you're shooting and keep going at somebody else. Again, less likely to over-penetrate, doesn't guarantee it, but it's less likely to over-penetrate. Obviously, you hit them in the lung and you miss their ribs, it's going to go right through that bag of air and keep going. But a hollow point is less likely to over-penetrate, and so that's what I recommend you carry. Also, of course, try to be aware of where your target is and what's beyond your target. Okay. All right. Talking about the number of rounds you carry. I had a guy, and I get this quote quite often in class. When they ask this question, is how many rounds should you carry? And I tell them if you're carrying a semi-automatic, what you're getting with that is a lot more complicated plumbing, a lot more malfunctions that can happen with a semi-automatic versus a revolver. So semi-automatic takes more practice to master. If you have a semi-automatic and a revolver with the same length barrel, you put them both in a vise, you fire them both at a target. The revolver is going to give you a better group because the semi-automatic with the floating barrel and the sights mounted onto the action, that movement alone is going to make that semi-automatic a less accurate gun. Again, if you put them both in a vise and fire them at a target, the revolver is going to give you a tighter group than the semi-automatic. So we're getting more potential problems with the semi-automatic. We're getting a less accurate pistol with the semi-automatic. So what are the only pros we're getting with the semi-automatic? We're getting more capacity and we're getting faster reloads. I have a lot of people take the class who plan on carrying the semi-automatic pistol, and they're going to carry the one magazine in it, and that's all they're going to carry. And that is defeating the purpose of that firearm. Again, the only pro we're getting with that is more ammunition and faster reloads. So if you're only carrying one magazine, you're defeating the purpose of that gun. Especially if you're going to something with like a single stack magazine that has 6 or 7 rounds in it, you need to carry a second magazine. Okay, we get into talking about double feeds. A double feed malfunction, you need that second magazine to clear that malfunction quickly. Okay, and get that gun back in operation. So you must at least carry 2 magazines if you're carrying a semi-automatic. So for me, the minimum there, I sometimes carry the full size XD, so that gives me 32 rounds with that one magazine and the reload. If I carry the subcompact, and that gives me, it's going to give me 29 rounds with the 13 round magazine and the 16 round magazine for the reload. But often I carry 3 magazines, which gives me between 45 and 48 rounds if I'm carrying that pistol. Which I'm always carrying the pistol, unless I'm in a prohibited place, which I try to avoid. So 45 to 48 rounds is what I carry of 9mm, and I carry 115 grain jacketed hollow points. That's what I carry. All right. So the guy in the class asks, well, the average number of rounds fired in a self-defense encounter, you're looking at like 3 to 5 rounds fired. So a single stack magazine should be fine. Again, that's the average. To give you an idea, the average number of rounds a gun owner who buys a new handgun will fire through that handgun is about 7 rounds. Okay, so the average number of rounds fired through a new handgun is 7 rounds over the life of that gun owner. Okay, just this gun here, just this little 3-inch XD subcompact, I have 17,000 rounds through this gun, and the average is still 7 rounds per handgun. So I'm doing my best trying to bring that average up to 8. Okay, so what that means, if you have people like me that fire tens of thousands of rounds through each pistol they own, that means you have a lot of people that fire 0 rounds. Okay, so just because the average is 7 doesn't mean people aren't going to go way outside of that. Okay, no one has ever come out of a gunfight complaining about having too much ammunition during the gunfight, right? So a funny picture online says it's 2 times you can have too much ammo, or is there if you're drowning or if you're on fire. Beyond that, the more ammo, the better. So how many rounds should you carry? At least 2 magazines if you're carrying a semi-automatic. I prefer double stack mags over single stack. At least 2 magazines. And yeah, that 3 to 5 round average, don't go off of that. You don't know there's going to be just one guy. You don't know if they're going to have body armor or cover, or if they're attacking more than one attacker. There's so many things you don't know. Okay, take more ammo with you, and you'll never cuss at yourself for dragging around too much ammo. Okay? YouTube channel Cure for Ignorance. My name is Patrick Smith with Gun Safe Academy in Omaha, Nebraska. Thanks for watching.